Well, you are welcome to Back
by the Word podcast. You know, this is where you shake my hand and give me a gift. You're shaking my hand, you shake my hand with one hand, you look at the camera, give me gifts in the other hand. And then we smile at the camera. My auntie took us to Victory Life Bible Church, and you know, they preached a very good word. And it's funny enough that I was 8 years old, but I understood what the pastor was saying. And then my auntie took us home, and then she said, you know, if you're not a Christian, you know, give your life to Christ, I can lead you to Christ. So I said the sinner's prayer at 8 years old. I knew what I was doing. So yes, officially I got born again when I was 8 years old. I was there till like 1 a.m. and then he drove me out of there. So in my mind, we were going to school. I didn't know that I could actually have left since I just taking a bike, because I didn't know anywhere. So long story short, he drove me to his house, and then, you know, he raped me twice.
Being a believer doesn't promise you a gold ticket to enjoyment.
Very, very true.
Do you understand? It's
very true.
Like sometimes what I say to myself is, if Jesus could go through, if he did not spare his son, who am I? Okay, well, so today I'm going to do it differently, because I always come, hi guys, welcome back to yet. Oh, nah, man. Guys, I'm going to switch it up today.
Okay.
Right. And listen to this. Yeah? Are you ready? So, hi everyone, and welcome. Before I even say welcome, it's your number one boy once again. Oh my gosh. Like, can Shantell just let me do this introduction? Okay, why don't you do the introduction for me?
Hi everybody, this is the Back by the Word podcast, and I'm here with Dume J. He's going to be my guest.
Oh my god.
And we are going to have an amazing time talking about a lot of things that I don't know about yet.
Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do my intro, and you guys can let me know which you prefer.
Come on, you prefer mine.
So, like I would say, hi everyone, and welcome back. It's your boy again, your favorite host on this podcast. What's my name? Well, I mean, you already heard it, you know. Dumaja Francis is my name, and you're welcome back to yet another episode on Backed by the Word. Well, that felt nice, right?
Very nice.
That felt good. That felt
very
good.
proud of you.
So leave a comment if you feel like mine is the best.
Obviously.
I mean, not feel, when you find out that mine is the best, right? Just leave a comment for me.
Well, they prefer mine.
They do? Okay. Well, today I've got no other than, she already introduced herself, right? So I think we can just skip into the actual talk, right?
No, introduce me again now.
Again. Okay, please, you people should help me, because she's giving me a tough time here. But anyways, like I always say, I've got someone special, because I am special, you are special, and she is special, right? And it's no other than
Shantell Essay.
Woo!
And what I find, I'm still going to make a video about this. I think people should learn how to spell my name this year, because people don't know how to spell my name.
Double L.
Yes, double L, but people put an E. Some people omit the L, the first L. It's crazy.
But there's an E.
No.
There's no E after.
There's no E after. No, it's just a double L. And yes,
it's because of
you
the
always
essay.
Spell my name wrong.
Oh, is it because of the essay?
Yes, the essay is a different name.
Do you know, let me confess, we listen, we don't judge. I thought it was Chantelese. Like,
you know
do you
what?
Know what I mean?
Oh, you know, PB's husband calls me Chantelese.
So I thought that was really good. I thought it was, you know, Chantelese. So I just thought
it's Shantell Essay.
Shantell
2 names.
Essay.
Yes, there's a hyphen. Shantell Essay, like Mary Jane.
But obviously on your Instagram, there's
no hyphen, but I mean, Instagram doesn't allow us to put hyphen. It's an underscore, and I can't put an underscore.
Well, you'll be looking
it won't. Yeah, it won't really look posh, you know.
It won't have that oomph.
So it's Shantell Essay, 2 different names.
2 different names.
Yeah.
Like how I go to my Jeff Francis.
Exactly.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, you are welcome to Back
by the Word podcast. You know, this is where you shake my hand and give me a gift.
I already gave you a gift.
Which gift did you give me?
I gave her a gift too. Shantell, I gave you a gift.
When?
Don't do like that.
I don't remember.
I'll remind you after. I gave you a gift already.
You're shaking my hand. You shake my hand with one hand. You look at the camera, give me gifts in the other hand. And then we smile at the camera.
Okay. Well, it's so good to have you here,
Yeah.
and thank you for coming all the way. Right. It shows the love. It shows the support.
Yeah, of
And
course,
I love that.
we support our own. And,
Yeah.
you're really doing a good job with the Back by the Word podcast. We
Oh,
need
thank you.
content like this, for the Christian community.
Yeah.
And it also would help phase out those worldly content, and set things straight,
Yeah.
tell people the correct thing, the truth. And that's what this podcast is about. So, yeah, very excited to be here. Yay!
I love the touch in your accent, the British coming out,
Oh, really? I feel like I code switch a lot. So when I'm with Nigerians, I speak with my Nigerian accent. But when I'm with other people,
Oh, so obviously
I
because you're with me
switch.
now, because I ain't Nigerian, innit?
Hey, oh yeah, nah. Don't worry, you're gonna hear a lot.
We have a lot for you today. We have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Shantell has a lot to say.
I have a lot to say.
There's a lot to discover, like how I just discovered that there's no E at the back of Shantell.
Yes.
So why is it then Shantell?
That's a very funny story. So I gave myself the name.
Oh.
Yeah, I gave myself the name in my first year in university.
Why?
So people could not pronounce my native name. So I have two native names. There's SA and then there's Ifemena.
And people could not
No, people could not pronounce it's. You see, you just mispronounced it.
SA.
No, Ifemena is my first name.
Ife.
So I would prefer people call me Ifemena,
Well, I
not
could call you
Ife.
Ifemena. I've got a friend called Ife.
It's Ife.
Ife.
Ifemena.
Yeah.
That's the pronunciation. But a lot of people couldn't pronounce my name. And I'm very particular about the pronunciation of my name because it means this is my wealth. So it's just like in Yoruba, when you mispronounce something, you're calling the person something else. So, and then there was this little girl in my church. Her name is Shantell. And she was very beautiful. So I said, well, I can just adopt the name as well for myself because I'm a very beautiful girl. So, so I got to school the next week and I said, you know what, just call me Shantell. So everyone started calling me Shantell from September 2010 till now.
September 2020?
2010.
Oh, 2010.
Yes.
Okay.
Till now. So it's been Shantell.
Okay.
And it's grown on me. I wanted to officially change my name when I get married, so I will do that.
Oh, so it's not on the papers just
No,
yet.
it's not. It's unofficial. But in my university, it's my preferred name, so it's everywhere, Shantell.
Well, that's good to. Is a discovery. My
Yeah.
sister has a self-given name as well.
Which is?
She does, and I know you probably be watching this. Growing up for me was tough because she didn't have an English name, but the rest of us did.
I don't know why our parents did that, and they had English names.
Yeah, but like, I don't want to. I'm still her younger brother, so I don't want to talk about it here.
Yeah,
but it was tough, innit?
Yeah.
Because then I'll just keep reminding her, like, that name is not yours.
I think for me, my family have embraced the name. So yes, it's Shantell. Funny enough, when I was little, my dad used to give us, cartoons to watch, and I picked up the American accent very quickly. And I discovered all my creative gifts and stuff when I was like 4 or 5 years old. So there was this cartoon, The Swamp Princess. Her name was Princess Odette. So I loved the cartoon so much.
Sounds like a Calabar name.
Thinking about it, it actually does sound like a Calabar name. But it was a very emotional cartoon, and we're very impressionable as children. So I was like, you know what? I think I like the name. I think I want to be Princess Odette. So I was in primary school then, and on my report, on my exam paper, I wrote Agoreyo Ifemena Ese Odette. Yes, ODET. And then my dad saw it. Because obviously now when they give you your paper at the end of the term, now they give you the exam sheet. So he saw my name. The beating.
He beat
my
you.
God, the beating, the ass whooping, Jesus Christ. He flogged me. He said, come here. What's this? I said, Odette, hey, the beating my father gave me. He said, why are
Yeah.
you calling yourself a name I did not give you?
Yeah.
Powerful. You didn't know Odette? No. I
Do you know
just
the meaning
liked
or
it.
no?
No.
Hmm.
But I'm glad my daddy whooped my ass that day because I don't know. I'm
That,
calling myself name.
yeah.
Obviously, I know the meaning of Shantell. It means songs of praise.
Hmm.
So at least that's it's a very good meaning. It's a Greek name.
Hmm.
There are different versions of Chantal, but the one my own is Greek.
Great.
But I would have called myself Odette without knowing
Oh,
the
wow.
meaning.
Anyways, now that you're here today,
Yeah.
we'll be talking about because Chantel, as the name goes, songs of praises. There's a lot to be thankful for,
Yes.
right? And she does have a lot of stories to tell. Like there was some that she shared behind the scenes that I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
so there's
There's
more to it,
more.
But I think before we go into the storytelling, this is still gonna be storytelling, but I would just be curious to know about your salvation story,
Hmm.
right? Like
Powerful.
before Christ and now that you're in Christ, like how did it come about? What was the turning point for you? How was
Hmm.
it before that turning point, and how is life now?
Omo. Hmm. I will summarize.
It sounded like when the pastor actually this will be a short sermon.
Ah. Hmm. Or we say 5 minutes, I'll be running up in 5 minutes, and you'll be there for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
So first of all, I was born into a Christian home, so I already knew who Jesus was. I knew who God was. My mom was the spiritual person. My dad wasn't. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and my mom was always one taking us to church. And my
Mm.
dad was always staying at home. And sometimes my father would tell us, don't go to church. You stay at home. You don't stay at home. That
Mm-hmm.
sort of thing. So I was born into Christ Embassy.
Mm.
So Pastor Chris was my pastor. We had the Rhapsody of Realities Club, the Teens Church, everything. I'm still a Christ Embassy girl through and through, even though I'm a Celebration Church. But Christ Embassy was my foundation.
Mm.
So yeah, I got to know God. Obviously, I didn't get born again
Mm.
until I was 8 years old.
Mm.
Then my auntie took us to Victory Life Bible Church, and they preached a very good word. And it's funny enough that I was 8 years old, but I understood what the pastor was saying. And then my auntie took us home, and then she said, if you're not a Christian, give your life to Christ. I can lead you to Christ. So I said the sinner's prayer at 8 years old. I knew what I was doing. So yes, officially I got born again when I was 8 years old.
Mm.
Um, so during my Christ Embassy, experience,
Mm-hmm.
I started the Rhapsody of Realities group
Mm-hmm.
in school, in secondary school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I was very fervent. I would take the offerings to church after school anytime we had like meetings and stuff. So, but something happened to me when I was in GSS 3.
Mm-hmm.
I had just moved into a new class.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in GSS 1G, and in Nigeria, when you start from G, you finish in G.
Mm.
So if you're in GSS 1A,
Yeah, you
you
say
go
you
to
say.
GSS 2A,
Mm.
GSS 3A.
Mm.
So I was in GSS 2G, but when I got to GSS 3, they didn't have provisions for G.
Mm.
So they had to distribute us across A to F. So they put me in A because my surname it starts with an A.
Mm.
So this here I was in a new class. I didn't start just as one with them in their class, so obviously it
Mm-hmm.
was very confusing. And the tribalism in my school so I grew up in Abeokuta and I attended Abeokuta Girls Grammar School. So the tribalism there was so bad. I think something happened. I was falsely accused,
Mm.
and I got suspended, and nobody listened to me because I was Omoibo, you
Mm.
know. So obviously it was a new girl that did it. So I got suspended falsely. I couldn't defend myself and everything. I just felt like God left me. And I'm talking about I was how old? I was 11 then when I was in GSS because I started secondary school very early at when I was 9 years old. So I just
Mm-hmm.
yesterday I was 11, and I said, God, I've been serving you. This is just what I thought then. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I've been serving you, and you've let this thing happen to me. So I just sort of like stopped doing Rhapsody. I stopped doing all those things, and stuff. And then I said, I mean, obviously I transitioned into puberty.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very rough time basically. And I feel like that thing that happened to me in secondary school sort of like started something like just like a darkness, quote and unquote, because I stopped trusting wholeheartedly in God. And if you know Christ Mercy members, like we are very like I trust God 100%, like we trust God, so I stopped being that I trust God girl, because nobody believed me. I did not speak Yoruba, everything was just going wrong with me then. So I transitioned into puberty, and then it became even bad because first of all, like growing up in my family, all of us, I told my elder sister the other day, I said we all need. I had to see a therapist, because the trauma growing up, with my dad, it was he was a disciplinarian, and then a lot of things that he shouldn't have done, with disciplining us, calling us, all sort of names when we did something bad as children, so it was very traumatic for me. I had a very traumatic, teenage year. And I remember saying that I wanted to just leave my daddy's house. I wanted freedom. And you know what the devil sells? He sells freedom. He says, just take freedom, you'll be free. No bondage. So I was like, I want to be free, no bondage, this house. So I made sure I put in the effort in my WAEC jump. I wrote everything once. I entered Uniben, for mass communication, and I was happy I left. And then that newfound freedom, I was like, okay, now I have freedom. Now I'm in university now. Obviously I threw God to one corner because God has abandoned me. Now I'm talking about, it's been 6 years now, because then I entered university when I was the year I turned 17, because I was 16 when I entered, so that was supposed to be 17 that December. So I was already like, God, just sit down in one corner. I have freedom now. I need to experience life. And then my dad, obviously, I think he just paid my acceptance fee, and then he just left me. Then my uncle paid my school fees, and then my dad now fell sick, and then I had to basically work, get a job to pay my school fees and the rest, right? And so I remember one day when if you lived in Benin, there's a place there's Ugbawo, you take a taxi from Ugbawo to Ring Road, and then from Ring Road to Ekenwa. So I took a taxi. My uncle used to live in, my uncle, he still does, by the way. He lives in Ugbawo. So I went to my uncle's house. I took a taxi to Ring Road, and then I came down from the taxi, and then one person came down with me and said, oh, he has a word from God for me. And then he said, God said, he wants you back. He's going to use you. So I was like, okay. I was like, who is this one? I was like, okay, whatever. Right. So that one passed. 3 weeks later, I took a taxi again from Ugbawo to Ring Road. This time, Ring Road to Ekenwa, my campus. I came out from taxi. A lady came down with me, and she was like, sorry, I have a word for you. I said, okay. She said, God has said that he's waiting for you. He wants to use you. I was like, wait, somebody had told me this 2 weeks ago. I said, okay, no problem. Few weeks passed again. Same thing happened. Somebody else came down from a taxi with me and told me the exact same thing 3 times in literally like in the space of a month. So I think then it dawned on me that, okay, God is waiting for me. But I just kept that word in one corner and locked it up in my heart and lived my life, lived the freedom that, that I had. Right. So, I mean, life happened to me, I had to get a job as a model. I was modeling, earning, and I would do ushering jobs as well, earning 7,000 naira. Then, it was big money then. And I remember, one time back in 2011, just around my 18th birthday, one of my friends in university, he told me that he had a friend that was a lawyer, and that they were doing an MBA conference in Benin, that they needed ushers. So I was very excited because, I needed money to buy some books in school. So I said, yeah, I'm interested. So he said he was going to introduce me to introduce. So I said, yeah, I was interested. He said they were going to pay 8,000 naira. Oh, that was big money. So I was like, yeah, cool. I even have friends that can come and do the ushering job. So And then I didn't used to like go out. I didn't really know anywhere in Benin. This was like my second year in university. I didn't really know anywhere in Benin. So he took me to GRA. We went to one bar like that. He got me a bottle of free use. So he said he was going to make a call to call the chairman of the event. So I was waiting for him. I was a naive 17-and-a-half-year-old girl, trying to make money, So came back, told me that the chairman of the event, was on our way from Auchi. So we should go to one place to just chill. I said, point out my heart to him that, I don't have money. My father is sick. There's no money. I really appreciate this job. He sounded very concerned. He was listening to me.
Mhm.
And it was just a breath of fresh air. So I told him that, even to eat, I stylishly begged my classmates, if you're in a K1 then, if I had come to your room and say, what did you cook? What did you cook? Just know that I didn't have food. And they'll be like, oh yeah, Shantell, come and eat, But they didn't know what I was going through because, I was an expert at hiding what I was going through. So nobody knew. So I poured out my heart to him and he said, you know what, let's go to Envoy Hotel, the bar, my friend is the owner of the bar, come and eat. So they got me fried rice. Fried
Mhm.
rice. I have not eaten fried rice in like months. So I was
Even
very
till now.
happy. No, no, not in now. Then, there was no, because I didn't have money now. So I was thankful. Thank you so much. I ate fried rice. I ate suya, Malta Guinness. Wow, the guy fed me. So I was very happy that somebody had, I had found somebody that, and this person was like, as at then, imagine I was a teenager. I was like over 30 then. So I was there till like midnight. I told him, okay, I'm ready to go to school. He said, okay, don't worry, just eat. Don't worry, I'll take you to school. So I was there till like 1 a.m. and then he drove me out of there. So in my mind, we were going to school. I didn't know that I could actually have gone left since if I taken a bike, because I didn't know anywhere. So long story short, he drove me to his house and then, he raped me twice.
Oh wow.
Um, and then I remember I was crying and begging, please, I'm a virgin, don't do this. He slapped me. He said, yeah, 211, you're a virgin for what, and all that. That thing really, really scarred me, It scarred me. The fact that I was keeping myself because that was all I heard when I was growing up. Keep yourself, keep yourself, keep yourself. So imagine. And again, it brought me to that, God, you don't love me. Why did you let this happen to me? So that was like my introduction into like life. So I lived with that guilt, with that hurt, with that trauma. And every relationship that I ended up having, because then as I then I didn't have a boyfriend. So I think after the incident, I was looking for validation. And there was this hole in my heart that I didn't know that only God could fill. I was looking for something to fill that hole. So with every relationship, I was looking for validation. I was looking, and then it was always from one abusive relationship to the other. You know, I've been beaten, beat me, I still stayed. I was just that's validation. I was looking for it. And I still lived with that trauma until 2020. So this thing happened in 2011. So I took it with me to 2020. And that's like almost 10 years. And I remember one day I told my auntie, I said, I feel empty. She said, are you broke? I said, no, I'm not broke because I had a very good job. I was working for an ad agency. Then that emptiness was so big, and then she was like, why not go to God? And then I said, yeah, God did tell me years ago that he was waiting for me and he wanted to use me. So I went back to God and I rededicated my life to God in 2020. And I remember then I was also working in a radio station then. So I was really popular, I was in entertainment scene. I was very active in Abuja and in Lagos.
Oh
I did my
yeah.
NYS in
Yeah,
Abuja.
you were.
Yeah. So I remember when I started doing Christian content, people were calling me, you don't turn pastor. Shantell, tell you they post God. Oh, for real, for real. I said,
So what were you posting before then?
now, thirst trap.
On the online.
on the online. Thirst trap. What are you saying? Like, no, now.
So I guess that was the time when you were seeking validation.
Yes.
So that then pushed you to put yourself out there,
Yeah.
right? Then obviously you then finding Christ kind of redefined where to seek validation and
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
seek validation. Wow.
Yeah. So I started just posting Christian content, talking about Christ, and this is me that I hadn't read, you know how we grew up. We only regurgitate what the pastor says.
Mm,
We just go to church.
mm,
Right? Taking what are you writing in the notes? You are not even reading it. So I hadn't really read the Bible. In honest truth, I hadn't
mm,
opened the Bible from Genesis chapter 1, verse 1
mm,
to Revelation. It was just like some quotes here, misinterpreting the Bible and all of that. So in 2020, I opened my Bible for the first time, for real, for real. And then I started reading,
mm,
and then I told God, I said, God, I want to go to church because I wasn't going to church. I didn't go to church for like 5 years.
mm.
I was partying,
Okay, so you
clubbing, and all
stopped
those
going
things.
to
Yeah,
church
yeah,
because I remember you did mention that
yeah,
you were going to Christ
yeah.
Embassy.
I stopped going to church. I wasn't like, what are you saying, church? What? I beg you, leave me and God. Even my best friend, I had a best friend then. She's still my best friend. Though, shout out to Kosi. I love you.
Shout out to Kosi.
Shout out to Kosi.
Is
Um,
she single?
no, she's
She
married.
married?
She
Mm.
has a daughter,
I'm
my
just saying
goddaughter.
for my men out there.
No, sorry. My
She
girl
has a
is married.
daughter.
Yes.
Okay.
The most beautiful girl in
Shout
the
out to
world.
Kosi's husband.
Shout out to Etimbuk. Shout out to Didara, my goddaughter.
Uh-uh.
I love you all.
What did you call the name? A Timbo.
Etimbuk,
What
yeah.
does that mean?
I don't know, but he's from Akwa Ibom.
Okay.
I've never asked him the meaning of his name, but I'm sure it means Etimbuk. Just write comments the meaning of your
Yeah.
name. Bodidara means come and let's praise God. Come
Yeah.
and let's celebrate.
Oh
That's his
wow.
daughter's name. So Kosi's auntie was telling her that, I'm a bad influence. That's
Hmm.
how bad I was.
Oh wow.
But Kosi's
So you were that
parents,
friend. You were that friend that they say be careful around.
exactly. But
Because
Kosi's
me on the other
parents
hand, I
did
was the
not.
friend that everybody said emulate.
This guy is showing off, you
No, no,
guys.
no, no, no. Why? I said it
Why are you showing
intentionally. No, I
off?
said it intentionally because I know what I was back then.
Mm.
So in my head, I'm like, you
Shena
are
me.
better. Because I think one thing that existed amongst our parents was they would tell you, like now in my house, then
Eh,
my mom would use my neighbor.
to
His
compare.
name is Clinton. See Clinton, he wakes up in the morning, he does this, he does that, he does this. Then I go to his house in the afternoon and his mom is saying, see Dumaje, he has done this, done this, done this, done this, done this. So they're using him as an example for
And they're
me. They're
using
using me as an
you as
example
example
for
for
him.
him. You'd be like, pick
Mm.
a struggle, you guys.
I was also that friend that my friends would use because whenever they say, okay, mom, I'm going out with Dumaje, yeah, they'll be like, okay, no problem. So I was that friend. But the truth is that sometimes they were not even going out with me. They were just
They
using
will
my name
go,
to lie.
it's normal now. But me, I was that friend that they said be careful of.
Mm.
But, you know, and Kosi's parents did not think that way. Kosi's parents allowed me to come to their house. They lived in Enugu. I used to go to Enugu, you know, to go and see her.
Mm.
Because she was the only friend I had. Like the only close friend that I had. So I'll go to Enugu. I'll go and they will allow me. I
Mm.
will stay in their house. They will even give me money to go back to school.
Those people I like to visit. Though.
Oh, I don't joke. They're my second parents.
Mm.
So in my head, I'm like, this person's parents doesn't have any problem with me. It's now you.
Mm.
But I guess they saw the broken child in me,
Mm.
and they knew that I wasn't that person that I was portraying myself to be. I was portraying myself to be one strong girl, because of the trauma. I had anger issues. I had bottled up anger for my parents, for my dad, for my mom, for everybody, for what I went through.
Mm.
So I was unleashing that anger. And
Mm-hmm.
then, so they saw it. So they knew they knew that deep down inside I was a child that just needed love.
Love.
And they gave that to me. So they were my safe space,
Oh.
So
Shout out to them.
shout out to them. Mommy Ozzy and Daddy Chinedu.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I used to go there, and all of that. But when I started my Christian content, started talking about God, started talking about, and everything. I said, you know what, I want to go to church. So I asked God, I said, God, I need a church. I asked God, what church I should start attending. So I had seen a particular church online, and then a friend of mine called me and said, let me take you to church. I said, what church? You mentioned the name of church. I was like, okay, sound, So I followed him to the church. I was in the church for about 4 months,
Mm.
and then God took me to my current church
Mm.
in 2020, November.
Do you know
Uh,
why he took you away? Was it
yes, I think it
for
was the
purpose
growth.
or? Oh, okay.
For growth, I needed to start somewhere first, and then when it was time, God took me, because I remember I was hearing my pastor's, teachings, and I, I was like, who is this pastor that sounds like Pastor Chris?
Mm.
So it sounded familiar.
Sounded familiar, yeah.
It was like, yeah, this is where I met
This is
God.
why, yeah.
So I said, yeah, absolutely. So anyways, after the lockdown, well, during when the lockdown was like phasing out, I went physically to the church, and that's how I started attending my church
Mm.
from then. And then one thing that made me realize that God actually took me to my church was, I told you I started reading the Bible, so I had
Mm.
so many questions, and
Mm.
I remember I would message my pastor, my pastor would be answering my questions. I remember one time I told my pastor, I said, please don't be angry. I'm asking you too much questions. You know what he said to me? He said, no, I'm your pastor. That's my job.
Oh,
That's what I'm supposed to do.
bless him.
That's what he said.
Mm.
So I've grown so much,
Mm.
meeting God again, and then seeing everything that God has done in my life.
Mm.
I'm talking about from 2021, because I started attending my church 20, I rededicated my life in 2020. And then from that time when I rededicated my life,
Mm-mm.
Magic in Tabo.
We listen, we don't
But
judge.
and then from that time when I rededicated my life to Christ,
Mm.
I have seen tremendous change in my life.
Mm.
God has done so much and used me to touch
Mm.
lives as well. I have opened up my spirit to God and said, God, use me. I have grown,
Mm.
and me and God, like, we've gone through a lot. He has held
Mm.
my hand,
Mm.
and He has taken me through storms, through
Yeah.
fires,
Mm-hmm.
and I have come out refined. And He's still refining me. But I'm at the point in my life now where there's nothing new under the sun anymore, because if I look back and look at the different points I was, where God took me and elevated me, it was like a trial.
Mm.
So I'm like, if I've gone through all those trials, I'm ready.
Mm.
Let's go there. God is still gonna take me
Take you. Yeah.
through. So yeah, so that's like in a nutshell my salvation story.
Mm.
Amen.
And that's a very insightful, touching story. It's words fail me. Words fail me. And I think I like the fact, because I usually say to people that
Yeah.
God has a reason why He saves us the time He does and how He does.
Yeah.
And sometimes it looks like is God the one doing this to us, right? But
Yeah.
now understanding that even it's said in the scriptures that a lot of the trials come from the wickedness in the heart of man
Mm.
and not from God, right? However, I know that sometimes God allows some things to happen. He's writing a story for you, writing a story for someone else. And it's so good to see that despite the trials, right? Those trials have now built a backing for you whereby you'll rest assured that it's like you feel like you've seen it all. So what else do you want to show me?
Yeah.
Like devil, what else do you want to do to me? And I love the part where you then mentioned about like your pastor understanding that this is his job, like because one thing I know is I don't believe in silly questions, but I believe in silly mistakes.
Mm.
There are some things that you be like, okay, yeah, it's okay to make a mistake. But when you now see a mistake that is due to your lack of knowledge, then it means that something,
Yes. Yeah.
something
Yeah.
went wrong.
Absolutely.
A lot of people, because when we say an unbeliever, like the truth is, it takes a lot more
Mm.
to not believe than to believe. Like if I tell you the word of truth, all you have to do is believe.
Yeah.
It takes a lot more to choose not to believe. I don't know if you
Mm.
understand what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say.
I get what you mean. Yeah.
Now, a lot of unbelievers, in quotes, are people hurting on the inside and are seeking answers to certain questions.
Yeah.
But the thing now is, to some people, it's been quite unfortunate that they've been vulnerable to the wrong people who have now
Mm,
given the wrong answers to this,
mm,
to these questions. And to some people, they've met the right people like yourself who have then answered these questions. And that's part of our mission on this podcast to address everyday questions that we wrestle with, right? Give people the right answers to these things as opposed to what the world,
yeah. Yeah.
makes them think. And speaking about trials, I love that you went there because I know that you have, as a friend and also as knowing you as a media personality, right? There's a lot I've seen you put out there about things that you've been through, right? Although this is in line with what you're open to sharing, right? But I'd like you to touch on a few challenges,
Hmm.
right? Even or maybe one that stands out. But or let me point it towards your crowdfunding. Yeah, because for me it's outstanding. Like there's so many things that I need, but like where I want to find,
This guy.
but like I want to know what you put in your stew, right? I
To make
want to
it
know
sweet,
what you put
Abby.
in your stew.
My
That's like,
brother, now God.
do you understand? So how did you like get to that point, and like how God showed His face in that situation? So maybe why don't I talk about the trials? Let's talk about this crowdfunding in particular, right from the inception or the conception of
The
it.
inception.
I've been battling with
Hmm.
those two words on a different episode. I mentioned it, but I still don't know. Conception and inception, are they the same thing? Or is there one before one?
So yeah, so the conception comes before the inception.
So the conception is the idea,
Yes.
and the
The
inception is the
concepts. Yeah, so the concepts is
and the inception
the
is the
inception is
incept.
the process of making the conception a reality. If
uh,
that makes sense. So you
okay,
conceive an idea
yeah, and then you
in
incept it.
your heart. So the inception
Yeah.
is like, okay, I want to put this conception into
Mm,
practice. I want to like,
mm,
start, I want to act on this
yeah.
concept.
Uh-huh.
So that's the inception.
Mm. I actually knew it, though. I just wanted to be sure that you knew
Yimo.
it.
Yimo.
So yeah, now speaking of that, obviously I know that there's been other things, right? Shantell
Yeah.
has story for days. Like if you want to know, when people say I've been through a lot, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
ladies and gentlemen, give it up for a lot,
That's me. A whole lot.
a whole
A
lot,
whole lot.
but she still stands strong, and that's one thing I love about you, that you stand strong. You stand firm on what you know, right? And that's really good, and that's really encouraging to see. And I think I'll just circle down to your most recent escapade, right? Right now, where are you currently based?
Escapades.
In the America.
Yes, I currently live in Columbia, Missouri, in the United States of America.
And what are you up to there?
I'm currently doing my PhD in journalism.
How you take doing?
Oh my God. That story.
Mm.
Hmm. That story. Give it up for God. Woo!
Woo!
Give it up for God.
Before you go on, you haven't drank any water today.
I will. I will drink the water. I will drink water.
No,
I will
it's not
drink.
about the water, it's about drinking water.
I will drink water now.
Okay.
I'm just not thirsty right now. I know you've
Okay.
drank yours.
Yeah, I had to.
Mm.
I had to take water.
Yeah,
I drink a lot of water.
me too.
Right.
I know that's
Right.
hard to believe,
Huh?
seeing that I haven't drank my. But yeah, I do drink water.
Okay.
Um. Okay, so my journey to America. It's a very interesting story.
Hmm.
Um. But it's a story of God's goodness, and it also is a story of being of understanding how God speaks,
Hmm.
right? Um, so I think with this America journey, I'll back it up to 2021 when I was still in Nigeria, or 2020. I'll just summarize everything in like 15 minutes or less. So back in 2020, I wanted to leave Nigeria. I had a desire to do my masters. I didn't have any money, but I knew that God was going to fund it anyway. So I applied to a school in Canada.
Hmm.
For gender studies. But then I got a rejection in March of
Gender.
2021. Yeah, gender
Gender stuff.
studies.
Which
Yeah.
one is that one now?
I don't know. I just wanted to do something different from
Any-
journalism.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So I got a rejection in March. They said I wasn't competitive enough. So at that point, because I was confused because God had shown me a vision in 2020 on my 27th birthday. He said in the vision, I was celebrating my next birthday in a country that was not Nigeria. I was holding a glass of red wine
Mm.
in front of, a, I don't know, I was at the window and the view that I was seeing was not Nigeria. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it would be Canada because I applied there and Canada rejected me. So shocker. So I was still trying to like grapple with the fact that I just got rejected, and I went on Facebook. I found out that one of my I will not say very close, but one of an acquaintance that's also a friend of a friend passed away. Um,
Mm.
so I called a friend of mine who is a doctor because that one was also a doctor. I was like, oh, what happened to this guy? He passed away. He said COVID and stuff. So we're just talking, and then I said, what I did in Nigeria, go to UK now. Doctors are in UK. He said, you too, uncle, go to UK.
Mm.
So I didn't like the UK. So I was like, what am I going to do in UK? UK that you go to the school, then they'll tell you to come back
Mm.
home. So he said, no, they're doing a graduate route. I
Mm.
said, really? So I called my friend, who was in Manchester then. So I called him. I was like, what's up? Like, is it true? So he said, yes, that they're going to start in June. Okay. I was like, come. Okay. Who helped you do yours? So he gave me the man's number. Shout out to Mr. Tosin. Mr. Tosin Adeoye, because he's a good man.
Call him out.
Mr. Tosin Adeoye, you're a good man. So he gave me Mr. Tosin's number and I called Mr. Tosin. He didn't pick for 5 days. He didn't pick my
Hey.
call. I was like, what? I was even angry. And this man is not picking call. Why? And I was working in Kiss FM then. So I was doing my
So
show,
Kiss FM is
Kiss
a
FM in
Nigerian
Lagos. Yes, it's
radio
a radio
show.
station. Yeah. So I was an OAP
Is that
on Kiss FM.
98.1?
So
What's the
98.7
frequency?
in Lagos and 98.1 in
98.7.
Abuja.
Ah.
Yeah. So but it's 98.7 in Lagos. So
Mm. Not
I was
5.
working there. No, 7.
So what's 98.5?
I think that's Cool FM, I think. I don't know.
Sound City?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, I'm
Well,
not in
it's fine.
Nigeria. It's been years. It's been like what,
For
4
years, isn't
years?
it? Yeah.
Yeah. So but I was in Kiss FM then. So I was on the show. I was doing my show when I had just come back from a music break then. So I was talking, vibes and stuff. And then my phone rang. So Mr. Tosin, I said, look, we're going on a music break. So I picked the call. I was like, Mr. Tosin, thank you for picking my call. Thank you for
So
calling
is
me
that how it
back.
happens behind the scenes?
Please, oh, you're not supposed to do it, though. I just did that because I was so desperate. So me and the man, we spoke for over an hour.
Hmm.
He told me his price. I said, yes, don't worry, I'll pay. I didn't even have an international passport then, you
Hmm.
know. So I remember it took about 2 months. He processed the admission and everything. He applied and everything. So everything was happening. I did the interview that was required for the school. Um, and then I remember I was in the immigration office. I wanted to go do my capture when he called me and said, Chester straight. I can't forget. I was so happy that I got in my admission. He sent me the admission letter, sent me everything. I got a scholarship where they removed about £3,000 from my school fees. So I was only going to pay about 10,000 plus.
Hmm.
And that was like around, I think, 8 million or 7 million then, Nigerian Naira. And I had just a bit of funds, I didn't have the whole money. I just had some that could just cover me my travel expenses and just part. So I needed money, basically. So I remember my friend, a friend of mine had already done his fundraiser for University of Salford then, and he raised the money. So I said to myself rather that okay, if this my friend can do it, I should be able to do it as well.
Hmm.
So I mean, I leveraged on my Instagram. I had just a little over maybe like 15,000 followers then on Instagram,
Hmm.
and I just went on my Instagram and I posted my admission letter. I went on Canva. I designed, put my picture there, just put something on it that put my account number, put I get Shantell to Chester, put everything. Then I said, look on the caption, I said I am looking for I need 5 million naira to add and pay my school fees. If you can help me, I'm supposed to resume in September. I need the money. This was June 29th, 2021. And, you know, first week I raised 150K. In fact, my pastor was one of the first people that donated.
Uh-huh.
Sent me the money. I raised 150K the first week, second week, no money. It was a roller coaster.
Mm.
Look, it wasn't easy. But what the Holy Spirit told me was post every day. Like tell people how much, like the accountability, because at the end of the day, if people are giving you their money, they need to know that their money is being used for the
It's being
thing
used
that,
for what they're
they've,
giving you the money
yes.
for.
So I put it there that look, this is how much I've made yesterday. Every morning at 6 a.m.
Mm.
I post every day. I've made this amount of money and this is the balance I'm looking for. So I did that every day for 120 days.
Mm-hmm.
Just on my Instagram. I didn't do GoFundMe. I know when people say, oh, GoFundMe, I don't even know how to even set up GoFundMe. I didn't do GoFundMe. So I raised the full money, basically, to the glory of God. I raised £15,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I paid my school fees in full and God brought helpers. Someone books my flight
Huh.
for me, Virgin Atlantic,
Mm.
straight to Manchester.
Mm.
And I had cash. I still had cash,
Mm-hmm.
pounds, with me when I came in. So first 1 month I wasn't working. I was just trying to, understand because I was in Liverpool then. So yeah, I finished my masters to the glory of God, and I said to myself that okay, I want to do my PhD, but I didn't have money then, and I didn't know how to even apply for PhD.
Mm.
Now I'm getting somewhere because, like I said, how I got to the UK, it was phone calls, people that told me, okay, just apply and see, and I applied and I got in. Right. So fast forward to 2 years later, um, no, let me not go too far. In 2022, I was
Mm-hmm.
washing plates. January of 2022, I was washing plates. And then I heard God's voice loud and clear. He said, you will travel around the world like you're going from Lagos to Benin. If you've driven from Lagos to Benin in Nigeria, you know how not too far it is. It's like 5 hours. But with the bad road,
Mm.
it's now like 8 hours,
Mm.
but if the roads are good, you can even make that trip in 4 hours,
Mm-hmm.
even. So that was what God told me. So I held on to that word, and I remember I applied for an American visa. I got rejected, the visitor's visa. So I was like, with that confidence, so that God told me that but I was like, maybe God told me that I would travel around the world like I'm going from Lagos to Benin, and then they rejected me, visitor's visa. I said, you know what, I beg, I just pushed that one to one
Mm.
corner, then I was in a relationship then, so I thought that, when we get married, we'll move to Canada, because he was telling me that was his plan,
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're going to move. So I wanted to my PhD. I wanted to further my education.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things that happened in that relationship that killed a lot of my dreams,
Mm.
you know. I ended up not being who I was. That relationship ended with me being a different person
Yeah.
than what I was supposed to be. It
Mm.
drained me.
Mm-hmm.
And I found out that the things that I would have done, because I
Mm-hmm.
remember one of my friends in Canada, very close friend, Essay, shout out to Essay, I love you so much.
Mm.
Um, she told me, said, Chantel, apply for PR. But because I was in a relationship and then, what he was telling me, the plans and everything, I didn't bother myself. I didn't
Mm.
bother to apply. When everything ended
Mm.
in 2023, and it's a lesson I had to learn the hard way, like just centering my life around one person,
Mm.
it's something I would never do again, like I killed my dreams and everything. No. Anyways, I had to start afresh.
Mm.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to bring back all my dreams, everything that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to work towards it.
Mm.
So I applied, I did my West certification. I
Mm.
wanted to do my PhD. So I did West, I also applied for the PR route for Canada.
Mm.
And I did all of that 2023. I wrote my IELTS.
Mm.
Shout out to Pastor Mayowa Ijisheson. Pastor Mayowa Ijisheson paid for my IELTS.
Oh wow.
She supported me. She was one of the people, my pastor's wife, my pastors in my church, they're also supportive. I wrote my IELTS, I got 8, obviously, but because of my age, because that year I was going to turn 30, so it reduced my score.
Mm.
So obviously PRRs couldn't work. Um, so I said, okay, I'll do my PhD in Canada.
Mm.
So I called Mr. Tosin
Mm.
again, and I said I want to do my PhD. So he said, why not just do it in America? I was angry because I said, I'm telling you I want to do it in Canada. You're telling me I should go to America. America seemed so far. Like, it
Mm.
was like America that's rejected me. I can't do my PhD in America now. They will not accept me. That was what I thought. So it wasn't, it was an idea that I just shut down. But then he was persistent. He said, look, essay. He calls me essay. He said, essay, apply to America. So I said to myself, I was like, okay, if this man is being very persistent, I can as well just try. So I went on Google
Mm.
and I Googled American schools that offer PhD in journalism.
Mm.
And my school was the first school that popped up
Mm.
alongside, other schools. So I was very confused. There's a way you Google something, you'll be overwhelmed by the results that Google gives you. So I was very overwhelmed. And I remember I prayed a prayer. I said, God, have mercy on me. That was what I said. Have mercy, Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Help me.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on Instagram. So just gonna see what's going on Instagram.
Mm.
So I saw that an account that was verified liked my picture
Mm.
on Instagram and followed me. So I said, who is this person? I mean, a lot of people follow me and like my picture and everything, but I don't know, for some reason, my eyes went to that account.
Mm.
So I clicked on it. I saw my friend Damilola Odiolo. Shout outs to you. I saw PhD. No, I saw BBC journalist, and then he put PhD at Mizu. So I said,
Mm.
wait, that's the school I saw. You know, Tell me why at the same time when I was praying that prayer, he
Mm.
was liking my pictures
Liking
and
your
I went there.
picture, yeah.
So I DM'd him. He responded, gave me his number. I said, I want to just ask you a question. So I called him, and then I said, please, I want to apply for my PhD
Mm.
in your school. So he didn't know who I was. And I was actually very surprised because I was like, wait, if you follow me on Instagram, you will know who I am because everybody knows my story. My
Yeah.
followers know my story. So the fact that he didn't know who I was, I said, this is God that sent this person to my life.
Mm.
So so he said, okay, he was going to check the website. I should also check as well. So I checked the school's website, and long and short, I applied, for the PhD program in my
Mm-hmm.
school, and I wrote my statement of purpose. He looked through it to make sure that everything was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got my letter of recommendations from my professors in my university in Chester and then Uniben as well. Got my professional reference, got my PhD resume, and I applied. And my friends were like, don't just apply to this school, apply to other schools as well. So I applied to Alabama,
Mm-hmm.
Maryland, Georgia State University. And Alabama was the first school to give me a rejection.
Mm.
And when Alabama rejected me in January of last year, I was like, God, is this PhD going to work?
Mm.
Because last year was very bad. I had quit my job in a bank. I was working in a bank. I quit my job because it was too toxic. So I quit my job in December
Mm.
and I was looking for a new job. And I said, God, I want a 9 to 5. I don't want any shift based job, because in the bank they'll put me on different shifts. I didn't want it. I wanted 9 to 5.
Mm.
And I was jobless for 4 months last year.
Yeah.
I didn't have any bearing. I was in limbo, nothing. I didn't have any. I was starting my life afresh, mind you.
Mm.
So, I was really looking forward to the PhD as a fresh start to,
Mm-hmm.
start my dream
Mm-hmm.
again. So Alabama rejected me and, my school put me on waiting list and they told me that they were going to get back to me in April. This was in
Mm.
February. So I had to wait 2 months.
Mm.
That was the longest 2 months of my life. And then I applied to Maryland as well. I did the PhD interview, but my internet did not work.
Mm.
The Holy Spirit had told me that I will not get in, and I was binding and casting, but I knew that God did not want me
God
to
didn't
get
want
into
you
that school
there.
because explain to me why the internet is not working during during the PhD interview. And my friend, when I told my friends that I got PhD interview from University of Maryland, they were ecstatic. They said, "Wow, you have gotten him," because it's a big deal for a school to say
Mm.
want to interview you for PhD. But I didn't get picked. And then on April 15th, I came out of my office. I was on my way home and I checked my phone and I saw that Dami had called me 3 times and he said, congratulations. And I was surprised. I was like, wait, I hope it's not what I'm thinking. So I went to my email and boom, I saw my admission letter.
Mm.
The package was really good. I hadn't even gotten my visa yet, but I was already crying and shouting and saying, I'm going to America. Because I knew I got to do it. Because God will do it.
Mm.
You know. So yeah, I applied for the visa. I got my visa and I moved to America in August
Mm.
of last year to start my PhD. And I will say for a fact that God will never leave you nor forsake you. Like if God has said this is it. This is what it's gonna do. This is how your life is gonna be. Just trust him. Just trust him.
Mm.
I remember then when I didn't get into Maryland, I
Mm-hmm.
wrote on Instagram, I said God didn't answer my prayer. My mentor, secret place wife, she called me. She said, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by God did not answer your prayer? Do you know what God has planned for you? Do you know if that thing you wanted
Mm.
was not God's will,
Mm.
but because it didn't work out of God's mercy, you say God didn't answer your prayer? And she was right, because looking back, God actually did answer my prayer with the job I asked for,
Mm-hmm.
because I got a 9 to 5 and it was the best job. Everybody that follows me on Instagram knows I always shout it, that this job is the best job I've ever worked at, ever,
Mm.
before I had to leave and move to America.
Yeah.
So being in America and experiencing my new life in America, has really, really reaffirmed to me that God truly does take care
Truly
of
does
his
take
own.
care of his own.
And it's really pays to trust God. And I'm telling you for a fact, I will dwell in America. God has brought me to America to dwell there. And God has plans for me
Mm.
there. And this 2025, I'm just following God's will. I don't have any will of my own. I don't have any plan of my own. I
Mm.
am nobody, and I'm just letting God just wield me
Mm.
and use me, and I'm just taking life as it comes every day. God will make a way, and I don't have any plan. It's just God's
Mm.
plan, period.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm.
So now looking back, thinking about everything I went through and seeing where I am now,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I can boldly make that statement that whatever I go through in the future is nothing compared to where I've come from,
Mm.
through the fires,
Yeah.
through the storms,
Yeah.
everything that God has done to mold me into the person I am now.
Yeah.
God's grace is sufficient, and you know, I just trust Him wholeheartedly.
Well, that's so good. That's so lovely to hear. Like seeing how God truly comes through for
Yeah,
his own,
yeah,
right? And I love how you pointed it out that like you've been through the fire. Do you understand? So it's like which other fire do you want to
exactly.
go through? Right? And it's also just understanding that being a believer doesn't promise you a gold ticket to enjoyment,
Very,
to
very true.
do you understand? It's
Very true.
like sometimes what I say to myself is if Jesus could go through, if he did not spare his son, who am I?
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say? If for a good cause he did not spare his son to
Yeah.
die, for a good cause he will not spare me.
Yeah.
Right? And even like you, oh, it's now time to drink water.
I knew you were going to say
I've been
something.
watching. I've been watching. But like if for a good cause, right, you then have to go through the fire, right? Rest assured that he would be with you. He said, even though we walk through the valley of shadow of death, we fear no evil, for he is with us,
Yeah.
right? And there was this beautiful story I heard about a man who said, I think it was a dream he saw
Hmm.
where he could see footsteps, right? He
Hmm.
was looking at his footsteps
Hmm.
and he was seeing four footsteps, right? Four people walking.
Yeah.
But at a point, he saw only two. And then he summarized it to these were times where maybe God left him,
Hmm.
right? That there were only two steps and it was only him and he was not with God. God was not with him and he just went through it alone. And later God came back, right? And as beautiful as it sounds to hear that God came back,
Yeah.
what then happens at the end of the story was that God revealed to him that no, I never left you.
Hmm.
The times when there were two footprints, I was the one walking, but I was carrying you because you couldn't walk.
Hmm.
Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Hmm.
Which
Hmm.
means that he's always with you, even when it feels like he's not with you,
He's
even
not.
when it
Yeah.
looks
Yeah.
like he's not with you,
Yeah.
he is with you, but he's carrying you through it.
Through it. Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's so beautiful to hear your story,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like, who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like, even no, see, some things that we look that may seem random, right? See how, and it's also understanding how God works because you could have seen that or verified like your story and maybe for you it's just more like who's this one,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
let it slide. However, that was the person God wanted you to speak to, right? So
Yeah.
that's like when you mentioned understanding how God speaks. right? Showing you that okay, he has said it, he will do
He
it.
would do it. Yeah.
And then I just love to point out that sometimes, right? So one thing I know is as humans, we have the power of vision. Like we
Hmm.
can create images in our heads. But here's the thing, right? When you create the wrong image in your
Hmm.
head, so like if you don't fully understand what God is telling you, you create the wrong image in your head, you start to have the wrong expectation, and the wrong expectation will then build room for disappointment. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yes, God said you would celebrate your birthday in another country. Now another person may see that and see it as okay, I'm going to have a boyfriend who will fly me to another country for my birthday, right? Because that could be it. But you understood the season that you were in. And that's one thing I mentioned on this podcast, when we launched that. You need to understand the season you are in your life. So you know what to entertain and what not to entertain. Now, for example, you may be in a season in your life that image of my boyfriend is going to fly me is what you should not even entertain. I don't
Hmm.
know if you understand what I'm saying. As
Yes.
good as it
Yeah.
is because you don't want to hinder what God is planning to do in your life, right?
Hmm.
But then when you understand the season that you're going into, the example I gave back then was that imagine relocating to another country, but you don't understand what season they are in,
Hmm.
right? So you get to the UK with this cold now.
Uh,
Then you now come with summer outfits. Now, what it is that you've entered a season that you were not prepared
prepared
for.
for.
You didn't get the right
Hmm.
tools for that season, right?
Hmm.
And the truth is,
Yeah.
God will not put you in a situation that you cannot handle, both
Handle.
in a good and a bad situation. I'll give you an example, right? Now, um, what's it called? Something bad wants to happen. Rest assured that God is with you in time of trouble.
Absolutely.
At the same time, something good is about to happen. But the truth is, if you can't handle it, He's not going to give it to you.
Yeah.
You need to be faithful in little first before you're trusted with greater things.
Greater
Do you
things.
understand what I'm trying to say? Like, some people now, it may be that, okay, some people feel like maybe their problem is they don't have money. But the truth is, maybe your problem is you don't know how to
Yeah.
manage
You
money.
don't know how to
Because
save.
now, until you learn how to manage money,
Mm-hmm.
God may not give you that money. Because anything that will be to your detriment, He
He's
would
not
not give
gonna.
it to
Yeah.
you.
Because he loves you.
He loves you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's even when they say some people say, "Oh, God punished me for this and that," it's not
God
punishment.
does not punish.
It doesn't punish. Like if He wants to punish you, you cannot bear it. But
Oh my
you know,
goodness.
but it's
God
so
is
good
all
to,
loving.
yeah, it's,
And also, do you know I forgot to say?
yeah.
I'll send you the picture.
Well,
On my 28th birthday,
you're holding a wine glass.
I did a solo birthday.
Yeah,
And I didn't remember that vision that God had shown me until I told the restaurant. I have all the videos, the pictures, everything. I'll send it to you so you can put it there.
yeah.
I got to the restaurant. It's called the Cozy Club in Liverpool. I got there. They had done a table for two for me. It's my solo birthday with the coffee, happy birthday.
Mm,
And when they brought the complimentary glass of wine, I held it in my arms. There was a balloon that said happy birthday. And guess what? My table was beside the window.
mm.
So when I held a glass of wine to like shake it and really I looked at the window, immediately that vision I saw the year before flashed.
Flash
So
before
I
your eye.
took the picture of exactly what I saw. I held the wine glass with a happy birthday and with the on the wind at the window, and I took the picture.
Mm. See God. See God.
I will send you the video and
Yes,
the picture
please,
as
please,
well.
please do.
Exactly what I saw.
Yeah.
And it was at the time when I realized that I remembered and God said, see, told you.
Mm. No, that's so lovely to
And
see.
even when I asked Dami, so I hadn't met Dami physically
Mm.
when when he helped me and stuff. So we met physically for the first time last year on the I think 3rd of June.
Mm-hmm.
That was when we met. And no, 4th of June last year. And I asked him, I said, how come you liked my picture and he started following me? Do you know what he said?
Wow.
He said he doesn't even know that he was just scrolling through Instagram and he saw my content. And then I don't know, he was just led to open it. He watched it and he was like, this girl, she's a Christian. Let me follow her. What are the odds that at the same time when I was praying to God, that God have mercy
Mm.
on me, please help me. That
That
was the
he
same time that
directed.
he saw my
Yeah.
content and he said, Christian content, I like it. And he followed me and
Mm.
he liked that video.
Mm. God is good. Though.
God is so good. God is so
God
good.
is so good.
He's
But
so
it's been
good.
great having you here. It's been great having
Yeah,
this
it was
conversation
fun.
with you. Do you know what I look forward to?
What?
I look forward to our games. I look forward to our games. But hold it there. Hold it there. Don't forget to like and subscribe,
Don't forget.
right?
Don't
And
forget.
then look forward. No, how do they say it again? English again. Good. See, guys, I promise you, an episode is gonna come where I'm not gonna have issues with my English.
English is
I'm
hard.
usually good with English, but I think I speak better in French, But let's not get there.
You speak
Ah,
French?
je parle français.
Oui, 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 oui.
Oh oui, oui, oui.
Bonjour, bonjour. Comment tu t'appelles?
Comment ça va?
Ah, wait, wait. I know one. Quelle est la date d'aujourd'hui?
Oh, répétez.
Quelle est la date d'aujourd'hui?
Ah, oui.
We both don't know French because I just asked you a question. You don't even know what I said. I said, what is today's date?
I know aujourd'hui.
Oh yeah, answer my question.
Hmm?
La date d'aujourd'hui,
Today's Friday.
c'est.
Or do you want the date or the day?
See
Do
you.
you want the date or the day?
I'm the one that is teaching him. Don't worry,
Eh?
English is hard. English is hard.
No,
French
no,
is
no.
even harder.
No, today is vendredi. Friday.
Hmm.
Do you understand? Because it's lundi, mardi, mercredi,
I know.
jeudi,
Vendredi, samedi,
samedi,
dimanche. Yes.
Exactly. But do you want the date?
Quelle est la date d'aujourd'hui? Answer me in French.
Okay. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the like button. Leave a comment, right? Show some love to my lovely Shantell over here. Go to her page, show her some love, engage with her lovely content, right? And sit right there. We're gonna be right back with the games between myself and Shantell.
He's
Are you
gonna
happy
whoop my
for that?
ass. He's gonna whoop my ass. Come on.
I always do. I'm looking for someone who will come on this podcast and whoop
If you
my.
were playing chess, I would have whooped your ass, but this. I'm never lucky with these games.
Next time I'll bring chess.
Oh.
Next
Anyway,
time I'll
we'll
bring
play it. We'll
chess.
play it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll
with the
be right
games.
back. Don't touch that dial. I remain your favorite host, Dumaja Francis, as you already know, and it's the lovely
Shantell essay.
Shantell Essay.
Shantell essay, yeah.
Don't touch that
Shantell
dial.
essay. Don't touch that down.